Hi, I'm remaking my video because apparently my last one had terrible audio. So hopefully this works well. So I'm going to be talking about phase 3 on the foundational or the comprehensive program. So the foundational is about a 4-month program. You go through 4 phases of CellCore, and that's for people who have not been having terrible health struggles. Okay, they might have some digestive issues, energy problems, and they might want to do just a general cleanse, and that would be perfect for a lot of people, or from someone who's already been through CellCore. So that's the foundational program. The comprehensive program has 2 more steps in phase 4, and it also has an extra phase, phase 5. And that one is actually more of a deep cleanse for people with Lyme disease. So, and I recommend the comprehensive program for people who have been unwell for a long time, who have a lot of digestive issues, mold, brain fog, chemical sensitivities, severe fatigue, food reactions, and it's actually the majority of my patients. So I recommend it for a lot of people. It's about 9 months, give or take. That's the bare minimum, but also you might need an additional month or two doing some parasite cleanses, or you might run up against some reactions to some of your supplements. So I say 9 to 12 months for some of my patients. So in phase 3, they're going to introduce para 3. So you've already been using para 1 and para 2, the mimosa pudica seed, which is like a gelatinous substance that moves and clears out the bowel, but also pulls dead parasites. It's like a broom. That was cleansing your gut out of a lot of different parasites. So they're introducing para 3 now, which is a systemic parasite killer and cleanser. So you're going to be adding that. You're going to have maybe a few more minerals left, finish those up. You can always really stay on those. You're going to introduce lymph active. So we're going to start moving your lymph, and that's going to translate into more bile flow, healthier stools, sweating better, and getting this active more in your lymphatic system, killing parasites because they do go all over the body. You're going to still have some BCATP, so you're going to finish that up, continue taking it. You're going to be taking para 1 in the morning because as you're killing things, it's going to continue to kill things in your gut, but also hopefully throughout the body. So you're going to want this binder again, this gelatinous, very sticky broom-like substance to move things out of your bowel. And the last one is a new binder. So you were on the Biotox binder. You're going to introduce this. This is the next step of a binder, Virad Chem binder. So it's introducing what's called, where is it? Zeolite. Okay, it's a long word, clinopitolite. But the zeolite binds heavy metals, and it also takes care of radioactive elements. So it's doing a deeper cleanse. It's taking those heavy metals, radioactive elements out of your thyroid and different hormonal areas that are disrupted. So you're going to feel this combined with the lymph active. You're going to get clearer thinking, sweating better. You're going to lose less hair because you're also detoxing mold. There's so many great ingredients in that binder. So there's broccoli sprout, there's olive leaf extract, which is an overall immune stimulant and antiviral. So you're also taking care of viruses with this. Pomegranate. So there's a lot of things that are helping your immune system, but also like the artichoke leaf that's very good for your liver bile, your digestion. They threw a lot of brilliant things in here. So astaxanthin, which is good for your inflammation, and more fulvic acid. So you can read there's even wheatgrass in there. You can read the full ingredients when you get the package, go online. So if you were feeling like you were sluggish and tired and losing some hair in phase 2, I understand that. It's It's a little difficult for some. I do recommend while you're doing this cleanse to be working on your nutrition. So take your enzymes if your digestive function is not doing well. You also might want to take a step back, and instead of doing phase 3, you might want to do a stomach support kit. What the stomach support kit does is introduce Para 4, which is a cleanser for your upper digestive tract. A lot of people have H. pylori or some other little critters that keep your digestive function not doing well. So if in your comprehensive assessment that you took in the beginning indicates that you have stomach dysfunction, acid making problems, because if you're not making enough stomach acid, you're not going to break down proteins in your food, you're not going to get enough nutrition, you're going to have leaky gut. There's also a leaky gut support kit. There's also a candida support kit if you know you have candida. So pay attention to your assessment. It's a useful guide, and you can keep retaking it as the months go on and see how you're progressing. So Para 3, a lot of people have been asking if you can make a para kit now that you have phase 2, and now you just buy this and you can make a para kit. Yes, you can. It is suggested to do it on a full moon. And if you haven't done a full moon cleanse, that is utilized around the full moon, just like farmers do. And they kill parasites in their livestock a couple times a year around the full moon, because that's when parasites breed. Your body has a lower serotonin, and this allows parasites to thrive. Also lower on melatonin. You might realize you're not sleeping well. That's because the moon reacts with our body and it lowers melatonin, so you're not sleeping well, but also allows parasites to just breed. So when they're breeding, you hit them hard with all the paras and you work your way up. So when you buy the kit, or if you go online to the website and you look at the directions, it will show you beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So, and there's really even a post-advanced, like way advanced, where you can do really high doses. A lot of CellCore practitioners will do muscle testing to figure out how high a dose you need. I don't muscle test, but it's a thing they've been introducing a lot of practitioners too. They've been doing a lot of courses on it. So you can just work your way up. Some people are just more sensitive than others. I've done like 5 dropperfuls of this, so everybody's different. So you do that. You do it starting anywhere from 3 to 5 days before a full moon, working all the way through, and then after the full moon, 3 to 5 days. And this kind of theory is very interesting. A lot of ER doctors and nurses will verify people are loco on a full moon. They get a lot of incidences and strange things happening, and women having babies. And in nature, a lot of things fertilize, and there's a lot of just replication on a full moon. So it's very interesting how our bodies react to the gravitational force of the ocean. And so apparently we're more full of fluid on a full moon. You might feel more groggy, fatigued. This is normal. But if you have a high parasite load, it's just going to be way higher. Oh, and also you're going to have a ton of sugar cravings on a full moon. So my video is kind of going out a little bit. Hopefully it's working. So the cravings on a full moon, oh dear. Just do your parasite cleanse and it does help. You'll notice that you're not craving as much. And if you're cleansing, you can also be doing coffee enemas. So this is a perfect just segue into coffee enemas. So if you're parasite cleansing, a good idea is to do some enemas, because it's going to help remove all the debris that's really backed up in your gallbladder, your liver, and your intestines. So some people will also go and have a colonic, which is where they like flush water, large amounts of water through your colon, and colon hydrotherapy, very beneficial for some people who just really need that. So if you can even set that up during a full moon while you're doing the cleanse, it's beneficial. So What I like to use is you'll go to the Gerson Therapy website. So, sorry, this is what I use. This is recommended by the Gerson Therapy program. All their patients, if you don't know what Gerson Therapy is, it's for cancer patients. So they go away to this program and they stay several weeks or months and they juice all day, and they also do up to 3 coffee enemas a day. And I know that sounds excessive, but they have cancer. Um, and they found that the palmitic acid in this light roast kind of coffee boosts your glutathione levels up to 2 or 300%, if I'm remembering correctly. Um, so glutathione is your body's master antioxidant. So if your body's full of free radicals and toxins and your liver's burdened, you're probably super low on glutathione. And so one of the tests we use in functional therapy is the organic acids test. And I do see quite frequently that people's glutathione levels are low, especially those who have MTHFR. So, so if you're going to do glutathione, if you're going to do a coffee enema, what happens is you put the coffee, the palmitic acid, into your colon, and there is a portal vein running up to your liver and your gallbladder. Your common bile duct is actually what it is. And that vein just puts this actual amazing chemical up to your liver and your bile duct, and it boosts your glutathione. And you start detoxing. You will see parasites come out. You'll see candida come out as well. You'll see bile and gallstones come out, liver stones. If you've ever done one of those master liver cleanses where you kind of eat like a vegan for a week, and then you do the olive oil with grapefruit and Epsom salts, and you do this massive purge and you get little gallstones out. Similar to this, this is a little more gentle. So you can do this every day if you want to. So the founders of CellCore, Jay Davidson, Todd Watts, they love coffee enemas. They have full education seminars on it. They tell their patients to do them. They themselves do them. I've heard Jay, I think he does it like twice a week, even when he travels. So what you do, go to the Gerson website. I will link it below. They have a kit where you have the tubing, the little cup where you put the coffee. They have directions. Just do a simple YouTube search on how to cook the coffee, because there's a way you have to make it on the stove. You can make a concentrate and keep it in the fridge, so you can do like 3 a week. And then, so as far as the coffee enema goes and how to do them. So I'm a nurse, and I understand the physiology of the body and safety. And I know a lot of people are a little freaked out by it. And are you going to injure yourself? So the tubing, why I recommend the Gerson therapy is that's the same tubing we use as nurses, and when we had to give that to patients. So it's this rubber, it's called a 12 French tubing, and it's very flexible and soft. It's not sharp. What you do is you lubricate, get some olive oil or some coconut oil, and lubricate about 5-6 inches of it, and that's as far as you go in your rectum. So you have to hold the bucket up above where you're laying. You're going to lay down somewhere in your bathroom and get set up. Use like a bathrobe, because that's easy if someone's knocking on the door and you need to get up. You don't want to have any. So for me with kids, it's like a whole ordeal. So I use a bathrobe and I get set up so that if I have any interruptions, I can just get up and do what I need to do. But yes, you will experience a lot of mental clarity after you do these. You'll start to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not as foggy and feeling backed up, because that liver bile duct, that is what, as far as CellCore and drainage, as far as they talk a lot about the funnel. And so the funnel, where there's the bottleneck, where it might actually stop and be kinked, is the bowel, but yes, it's also the liver bile duct. So if you have liver fluke, stones, long-standing food allergies and brain fogs and reactions and just fatigue, I really recommend these coffee enemas. I know it's a rather controversial issue, but healers, holistic practitioners have been utilizing this for decades, and there's a lot of research on it. And from my point of view, it's safe. I know everybody probably has a weird scare story about it, and I would love to interview someone who's had a scare with them. If you're doing the technique correctly, you shouldn't have a problem. There should be no bowel perforations. There's no way that you can get, this into all the way up to your liver and disrupt things. So go gentle on your first couple, maybe. Don't do it as strong, dilute it. Okay, so use distilled water. You don't want to use tap water. Distilled, and you can also use reverse osmosis. So what do CellCore providers do with the coffee enemas? So they'll do straight coffee. If you have problems holding the coffee in, so your goal is to keep it in anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. If you can get up to 20 minutes, you are going to be like boosted through the roof. But if you have trouble holding it in, they recommend adding a teaspoon to a tablespoon of molasses, organic blackstrap molasses. And apparently Todd Watts has muscle tested people and has figured out that this helps boost your glutathione level as well if you can hold it in. They will actually add para-3 to the coffee enema. They'll also add TUDCA. They'll do a pure, no coffee, TUDCA enema. So I don't recommend doing this on your own. You really want to have a provider. If you need help, reach out to me. But there are certain things you can add to get a deeper cleanse, to flush liver flukes and parasites out in a deeper way. There's even something called a 4-4-4 liver flush. And if you want to know more about that, reach out to me. I'll be talking more about it probably in my detox support group. But it's for more people who've been on CellCore program for longer. They've tolerated things. They feel like they've come up to a wall. And the 4-4-4 involves taking lymph active, KL support, and I'm blanking now. One more liver pusher. It'll come to me. So, and what it does is it just it does, I don't want to say forcefully, but TUDCA. So yeah, lymph active, KL support, and TUDCA. So I didn't even talk to you about TUDCA. So TUDCA is introduced in phase 2 when you are on the comprehensive program. And TUDCA helps thin the bile, create new clean bile, and helps digestion. So when you combine these three, your liver bile area gets flushed brilliantly. And they've had people release a ton of stones and liver flukes by doing that. So this is all just information to help you start thinking. Don't necessarily go and do this right away. You could really kind of make yourself sick if you're not ready for it. So definitely use a provider. Coffee enemas, I believe, safe to do at home. Just do your research, go do some YouTube videos. And okay, so the reason I like the Cafe Mam is it's recommended to use a light roast. This is for Gerson therapy people. So it's been tested. There's no mold, there's no toxins in it, and it's perfect. It's the perfect thing you need, and it's not that expensive. And so that's that. I hope that I answered what I needed to, but definitely message me if you have any more questions, and we'll go from there.